Hi there guys, hope you're all well, hope you've all had a great week. Just a short little video this week. I want to make a little storage unit for these. I bought some of Hampshire Sheen's colours to have a play around with. Well, I've been playing around with colours, as you know, and I just thought I'd indulge in some of Hampshire Sheen's colours because they are much better. So what I want to do is I want to build a little storage for them, just so it's more easier to access them. So I've done a quick drawing here. That's the sort of thing I want to do. The bottles are around about 55mm across. So I'm going to make 3 rows, but each row will be slightly higher than the row in front of it, which makes it a little bit easier to get hold of. And also I want it so when they're sat in the stand you can still see the colour, so you're not hunting for them. So what I thought I'd do is I'll just make a quick video of showing you guys how I make it. You never know, it might help somebody, it might help one of you guys to make a little bit of a storage system for someone else that you guys have got. So I hope it helps. So anyway, what I'll do is I've cut a bit of the timber that I'm going to be using. So we'll make this basic stuff up and then we'll cut the sides and the bottom and the back as and when we need it. So what I'll do is I'll move the camera to the bench and then I'll meet you guys at the bench. Right, so I've ripped some 9mm ply, marine ply, down to 70mm wide, and my plan is to cut 4 holes in there for my pots to stand in. So what I've got, these are 55mm in diameter. So what I've got is I found this hole saw at 57mm. So that'll be just over at the time it's drilled. So I'm going to mark out a centre line and mark out my points, and then we'll get the holes drilled, and then we can start assembling the individual stands to mount into the overall kit. So I'll get a square and I'll get these marked out. Right, so what I've done is I've given a 10mm gap from the end, and then I've measured 30mm into the middle of that, and then give my gap again, and so on and so forth. So it should end up with 4 equally mounted holes that way, and and then I'll cut, let's see this bit here I'll cut off with the bandsaw, not bandsaw, chop saw, and that will be my overall length. From that mark to there will be my overall length. So I'll get that cut, I'll get all the bits cut and drilled, and then I'll come back and we'll start assembling. Right, so I have drilled my 3 pairs, or 3 sets now, so they're all done. I've also cut some 40mm packers which are going to sit in the ends like that, and it's going to give me a decent height for the bottle to be secured to lift out. So I'm only going to glue these together. I'm not going to pin them because, like I say, there's no structurals, there's no major weight in them, and they're going to have sides on them anyway. So I'm just going to glue these together, and then we'll think about making the surround for them to go in. So I'll get these glued together and we'll go from there. Right, so that's the basic frames made to stand our pots in. So, which is what I wanted, just so you can see the colour, and it still gives it a bit of stability. They're a little bit bigger than I wanted, but that's the nearest hole saw I had. It was either that or too small. So I'm alright with those, so that's not a problem. So what I'll do now is I'll find some timber to do the sides, and we'll cut the sides out. And again, I want them so they're like step down, so that obviously the back one's higher, so you're not sort of reaching over and picking them out. So that's my plan. So what I'll do is I'll find some timber for the sides, or I've got some sheet material there. I'll cut some down, mark them all out, and then I'll come back once I've cut them all out. So I've cut the sides, you can see 2 sides, and I've also cut these pieces, and I want to glue those bits onto there, and then that'll give me the scope to glue the next one onto there, just give it a little bit of strength. So excuse me, so that's what I'm going to do now. So get them glued together, and then we can get it all glued together and hopefully make it look like something. I'm just going to put a line down this edge, just so now we know where to glue. This will be the top edge of the next one, just to give us a little bit of a leeway really to glue that in there like that, because if not we ain't going to know where to glue it. So I'll do the same with this one as well. And then this one I'll obviously sit in there as well, just to give us a finish edge. So hopefully now it's just a case of gluing up. So I think I will glue that one onto there. So what should happen now, this bit should go on there like that to give us our side panel finish, and then we just need to put a bottom in it just to give it a bit of strength and a few braces, but nothing too much. But what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to, as you can see, there's a couple of little gaps down there, so I'm just going to sand that all flush, so when that glued on there it looks like a good finish. So I've cleaned that on the linisher, it was a bit quicker than the sander. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick the 2 sides on, and then we can think about what we're going to do with the bottom and the back. I think I might just put a light bottom in it, basically just to give it a little bit of strength. It should be hung up on the wall, but you never know, do you? So I've made these sides a little bit wider than what I need, because that gives me a little bit of scope to sand them down and give a good finish in the end. So we'll get this one on, and then we'll get the other one on. basic stand, and I suppose if you wanted to, you could just leave it on the, or you could do it on the bench, so your colours obviously standing like that. I have got the square nozzles to go in these, but I haven't got them in yet. But I want it on the wall out of the way because I struggle with storage space, and my biggest issue at the moment is I haven't got enough wall space. So I thought if I made this system, it could be hung somewhere that I could, when I want it, I could lift it over to the lathe, so it hasn't actually got to be near the lathe. Right, so we have our basic box made. It's just a bit of cleaning up work to do. So I'll clean this up and I'll come back and show you the finished product. Right, so there you go. I've cleaned it all up. Any little holes that were in it I've filled. I was going to leave it a natural colour, but I think I'm going to give it a coat of black paint just to give it a bit of a better look, really, because it's ply. You don't. It's where I've sanded it. It doesn't look too good. So I'm going to give it a bit of a quick sand. Well, I've given it a sand over. So I'm going to give it a quick coat of black paint. Like I said before about hanging it, I want something that is a quick on and off hang. And I've seen a few people hang systems by getting a piece of wood and then cutting it out at 45. And then obviously one piece on the wall, one piece on your unit, it just hangs naturally. So that's my plan. I'm going to give it a go. I can't see why it wouldn't work because obviously it's tight against the wall, so it can't jump off, but we'll try it. So I've cut those out of a piece of beech that I had. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram. A few weeks ago I did a beech, solid beech floor, and this is just a small offcut. It was roughly the size I wanted, and it's a good timber, so I thought I'd give it a go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the bit I want onto the back of the unit, give it a coat of paint, and then I'll see you at the end for a summary, and hopefully it'll hold on the wall. But if not, we'll end up with lots of bottles on the floor. So anyway, I'll see you in a little while. Well, there you go, it's all done. It's turned out really well. It's exactly how I imagined it. It's my drawing and calculations were fairly close, so I'm glad of that. And the good thing is I can see every single colour standing in front of it, which is what I really wanted. I didn't want to. I was going to put a shelf up above the lathe and put them all on a shelf, and then I went against it. The reason being is because I didn't want to be fighting through the colours to find the colours I wanted. I wanted to just be able to walk out and look at them and just obviously grab the colours I wanted. So that was the main reason why I wanted to make this. And the other reason was I'm limited for space around my lathe. So with this, I don't have to hang this near the lathe, because with the hanger that I made, obviously it's just a piece on the back there, and the other piece on the wall, you can just lift it off, take it over to the lathe, do what you got to do, then come back and just hang it back up. And it's just easy, quick, there's no preciseness about it, and it's fairly sturdy, to be honest. And all it is a single piece of wood cut with a 45. You've got your one part screwed to the wall, the other part on the back of the item you're hanging, and they just interlock. It's not rocket science, absolutely simple but effective. But all I did is I glued a piece of wood to the back of the unit, a little tiny piece of wood in there, just basically so when you're hanging on it, it doesn't try and twist and put stress onto here. It's resting on the piece of wood, so all that's doing is taking the hanging weight. So yeah, no, it works well. So yeah, I hope this really does help one of you to for storage, because obviously I'm not the only one who struggles for storage space. So, but this gives you a lot of product in a small area, so hopefully this will help. This system can be used for anything, it doesn't have to be this. So yeah, I hope it really does help. So anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed watching. If you have, then please like and share. So let me know if this helps. If you guys need any help with any sizes or measurements, message me and I will send over as much information as I can to help you out. So yeah, great. And if you do make one, send me some pictures. I'd love to see it. So anyway guys, take care, speak to you soon, and bye for now. I thought I'd just show you where I've put it on the wall. There's the lathe, and it's just the other side of me, so it's pretty accessible. But it's missing something. So Martin, if you're feeling generous, can you send me a Hampshire Sheen sticker please, just to go on there? Very much appreciated. Anyway guys, take it easy.